All right, welcome back, everybody. After the game glitch, this is, I guess, part 2 of the live stream here for the Toyota Owners 400. So, to recap what happened before we jump into this one, Stage 1 and 2 were won by Ryan Blaney. Last lap pass to win in Stage 1 with a bump and run by Blaney after a late race restart on Denny Hamlin to win that stage. In Stage number 2, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch went back and forth through most of the stage, and then it ended up being Ryan Blaney who ended up going on to win the stage come stage end. We had 4 cars on the lead lap to start the final stage of the race, and the game glitched out. It froze on us. We were running caution lap after caution lap after caution lap after caution lap at the end of Stage 2. So, I was already calculating the points on my own from Texas on because we DNF'd at Texas and it did not record the stage points that were collected in that race. I went back into that stream after the race was over, calculated the next day after the race, calculated the points there. So everything was up to date. Harvick obviously still won the race. A win's a win there, and we just put the stage points and the playoff points that went with it with the 2 stages prior. That's normal. We finished the first 2 stages. We know the running order of the first 2 stages of the race, and Ryan Blaney again won the first 2 stages. So we're going to run no stages here. This is the same race. And it's going to be 100 laps to go. That was the closest distance I could get to how many laps we had left. We ran all those caution laps. About an extra 45 laps if I would have made this 200 laps instead of 100. Put it at 50% length, so I did not want to run an extra 45 laps that we didn't have to. And unfortunately, it's going to be about 55 laps shorter than what we were originally going to do. But we'll hop into this again. That was basically all back up to speed. King Jackson, Billy Kramer, Kyle Button, King, welcome to the stream here. So again, thanks and sorry, and thanks for cooperating. Sorry for that interruption, but that was not my fault. That was the game glitching out on us there. Really the first time it's been that bad in a live stream. So here we go, 100 laps to go. Blaney restarts at 16th, and all these guys that were lapped down are all of a sudden right back into it again. We only had 1 car out of the race, by the way, which was Bobby Carter as well, so I will still list him in last no matter what happens here at the end of this race. So Bobby Carter will be placed last. He was the only guy that was DNF'd, so everybody else is still in this thing. And we have had 6 cautions total in the race today as well. Denny Hamlin leads this race. By the way, because I had to shorten the race by 55 laps, unfortunately, I put 2 times tire wear on as well instead of the normal tire wear, because that got rid of probably an extra pit stop, whether we had a caution or something of that nature. So I added that extra pit stop back in. We just have more condensed, less time to get to the front here from where we're at currently. So we'll see how this is going to go. Hamlin leads. Not any longer. It's Keselowski and Harvick now going to move down to the bottom, and Kevin Harvick will lead the lap at the line over Brad Keselowski. Something got loose way up in the pack up there. Couldn't tell exactly who it was. It might have been Stenhouse in the 47, I believe, in that JTG Doherty Racing car further up ahead. Hey Spencer, how's it going? Saw you comment there, Kyle. Boy, Truex really had to get out of the gas off the exit of 4, and that costed him some time. Clint Boyer, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. kind of fading back now. Christopher Bell is a man on a mission, trying to go back-to-back after his first career win at Bristol in the Food City 500. Just 94 laps remain. Stenhouse kind of blocking off Blaney right now. So everybody will have to make at least 1 stop, maybe 2, to the end of this race. Harvick leads for the first time all race long with less than 100 to go. He started at the back. Back in our race earlier on, obviously, before we had to restart it.
Stay low, stay low.
Blaney will get past Stenhouse now for 10th on the racetrack. So Blaney back into the top 10 again as he tries to roll through the field. He's got a good long run car. The run will come a little bit better to him now with the 2 times tire wear. But again, more pit stops on top of it, so we'll see how these runs carry out all the way to the finish.
Still there.
Oh, Blaney gets tight. Got up into the side of Boyer. Blaney over 3 seconds off the lead. Drove it in deep. He'll get by Clint.
You're clear.
Bell trying to block off Kyle Busch. Meanwhile, also trying to get around William Byron for 6th on the racetrack as Newman goes way up high as well to Benedetto. No, that is Keselowski up here, my bad. Really clinging on. Cole Custer's back in the top 10 again. First time he's in the top 5, running in 3rd, so a couple of rookies
Still there.
in the top 5. And look at Christopher Bell. Great pass by Blaney. Meanwhile, on Byron and Newman. Wow, Blaney got loose off of turn 2. Able to stay in front of the 2 cars he passed. Kurt Busch trying to get in the mix as well. Blaney underneath Keselowski for 5th. Bell got around Custer. Blaney gonna try to get around him as well through 3 and 4 for 4th, and he will. Hamlin still trying to run down Harvick if he can. Both drivers have 1 win on the season. In fact, the top 4 have already won this year. Blaney twice. Bell, Hamlin, and Harvick once. Blaney underneath Bell for 3rd.
Stay on the bottom. You got room. You're clear there.
Easily going to clear him off of turn 2. He's still about 2.5 seconds off the lead in that 3rd position, but chugging right along. You also wonder if a pit stop's going to have to be made under green flag conditions at any point of time the rest of this race, and these drivers hope not, because this is a tough pit road to get onto. Never had to make a green flag stop at Bristol last night, though we were close a couple times. And obviously you could lose a lap or 2 on pit road here with it being a short track. Harvick catching lap traffic for the first time as he leads today, but Ryan Blaney up to 2nd, passing Denny Hamlin this lap. And now 1 second off the race lead. And Harvick has lost the clean air advantage now that he's in lap traffic. And Blaney is running him down because of it. Blaney got through 1 and 2 really well underneath Joey Gase. Harvick is closing in fast on Nemechek, but Nemechek gives up the bottom to let Harvick and Blaney race for the lead. Harvick leads at the line, but Blaney is right there for the lead with 81 to go. Ryan Blaney will clear Harvick into turn 1. Don't know if it's going to be the case.
Car high, careful. Clear all around there.
Already over a third of the way through the run again. It'll take about 40 laps for it to get to this point. Again, with Blaney having a long run car. Again, I kept the same setup, by the way, too. Didn't want to change that up. I guess we're starting off with less tape than what we would have had at the beginning of the last run, but I won't make any adjustments here in this final rest of the way of this race, just to kind of even things out a little bit as well. With the 2 times tire wear on, that means our car's just going to come quicker to us in half as many laps as what it would have taken before, with us condensing this race a little bit more. As long as we conserve our tires, that is. Which we've done a pretty good job of that all night on this short track. But we will have green flag stops in about 30 laps if we stay green long enough. Blaney's pulled out to about a 2-second lead. Gano's been having a rough day all day long here at Richmond. Not one of his better racetracks. Blaney trying to put all these guys a lap down. So even if we don't get as long of a green flag run as we had to the end of that second stage, you're still going to see, well, that is laps wise, but you're probably going to see if we get even a, say, a 30 to 40 lap green flag run, probably the tires wear out just as much, if not worse, over the course of that kind of a run. As you're seeing right here, right now. We will survive to the finish. 4-second lead now for Blaney. We will alternate through the different camera angles one final time in the race here tonight. Blaney around the lap car to the outside. The only race in which he has swept the stages was this one right here today. Trying to get that Richmond car to victory lane here at Richmond. And Richmond is one of Blaney's worst tracks statistically as well. Although he's a good short track racer. Really loose there off of turn 4. He had to check up. He almost got into Bowman, who was on his inside. But although Blaney is a good short track racer, he's pretty good at Martinsville, Bristol, Phoenix. But for whatever reason, he has not had great luck in his career at Richmond. That includes this year as well. But winning both stages tonight, trying to prove that prior history wrong. Less than 70 laps to go to the end of the race. Tim, welcome back from the other stream, and we are less than 70 laps to go now. Blaney just took the lead about 15 laps ago on Harvick and is pulling away. We've got 2 times tire wear on because of the condensed finish to the race, by the way. We're running about 55 laps less than what we would have ran. It was either 55 laps less or 45 laps more, and I chose less rather than more. I didn't want to make this race any longer than what it already was, 400 laps, so. That pit window is not open yet. Eight and a half second lead. Boy, I mean, Blaney is just absolutely pulling away right now. 3 wide into turn 3. Suarez not giving him a lot of room. Blaney's loose, and he slides onto pit road. Oh my goodness. Problems for Blaney late, sliding onto pit road as he got loose through turns 3 and 4. He made a great save. And luckily, he actually did not speed into the pits either. And you couldn't have asked for a tougher break at the end of this race. Unbelievable. Here in this one. While leading slides onto pit road, he is going to go at least 1 lap down, if not more, and has to hope that it now stays green. Oh man, as he slides the tires trying to get up to speed. It's going to hurt the race car a little bit. He is 1 lap down and 20. Problems for Ryan Blaney late. And this goes back to if we didn't have that game glitch, being a lap down would have still had him in the top 10. But luckily he wasn't speeding on pit road. I don't know how, but when he was sliding sideways, he actually was able to meet the pit road speed limit. But again, he cannot make it upfield the rest of the way. So this is a 2-stop strategy to the end of the race versus everyone else. If it stays green to the finish, might be able to make it on 1 stop. Blaney trying to spark the comeback. Boy, that would give him great momentum into Talladega if he could do that. Back-to-back top 5s on back-to-back short tracks, but I mean, he is obviously a lot faster than everybody else with these fresh tires. As you can see, Kurt Busch has just moved up to the top 5 to 5th. 60 laps to go. So 59 for the leaders, really. Oh man, Blaney almost got in the back of Joey Gase. Tyler Reddick in the top 5. He's been in the top 10 most of the night. Not all of the night, but most of. We'll stick with the normal camera now to the end of the race for the final 58 laps. Not even sure who's in that free pass position either. You see Denny Hamlin a little further up ahead. Boy, Blaney shot underneath the Michael McDowell there. And Blaney is driving so hard right now. Just in case we get a caution. If he can't get to the lead lap, at least get the free pass. He does not want to have to take the wave around. Now, if everybody pits under green, he's going to have a huge lead with having this fresh tire advantage by short pitting without speeding there. So second and third place cars right in front of him, and you see Kevin Harvick, who is the race leader, not too far ahead of these guys. Bell just got around Hamlin now for second. A couple of rookies in the top 5 here late. Harvick with heavy lap traffic right in front of him. Blaney will get right back on the lead lap. That was huge. They still have, I had to guess, anywhere between 10 to 20 to go before they pit. Probably closer to 10 to 15 laps before they hit pit road, but wonder if you might see guys splitting the final 100 laps in half in this race as well. So with Blaney being back on the lead lap, that is huge. Now if he gets a caution, he's not going to get stuck a lap down, but again, he does have to pit to the finish.
Still there? All right, you're clear there.
.53 to go, and you wonder, oh, and there's a caution. Caution is out, and that is going to bail Ryan Blaney out big time. Bubba Wallace will get the free pass. Harvick in the lead at the timing of the caution. That was Perfectly timed there by Blaney, and he lucks out. So this is going to be interesting. See that car up in smoke now down the front stretch, bringing out our 7th caution of the race tonight. We are not going to have many laps left when we go green. Looks like Harvick won the race off pit road. 20 cars on the lead lap with a shot still to win it here tonight at Richmond. And the green flag's back in the air again. So we'll see. 49 laps to go. What a restart by Blaney. Boy, he got to the bottom quickly after restarting on the top. Everything's bunched up late. 3 wide into turn 3 with Suarez and Newman to the outside of Blaney even. Harvick leads the opening lap of the restart. But Hamlin is knocking on the doorstep, trying to maybe boot him. Give himself the lead. Newman gets loose. I mean, these guys, Suarez, Newman, and Blaney have been 3 wide for a couple laps. Kenseth almost got underneath the Blaney. Jimmy Johnson's trying to poke in there. Suarez drives away for the moment. Blaney and Newman have still been side by side here, and Blaney now falls in line behind Newman and in front of Johnson. Got a little loose off the exit of turn 2. Three wide action in the back half of the top 10 up there. Newman gets around Suarez. Blaney trying to do it. A long run speed should come to Blaney's advantage here with that caution as well. So, I mean, again, honestly, that couldn't have been a more perfectly timed caution for Ryan Blaney's sake. Yes, he lost a bunch of track position, but if it stays green to the end of the race from here, I mean, this is going to play right into his wheelhouse, right into his favor. I don't see him losing this race if it stays green to the finish. As long as he doesn't obviously slide to pit road again, but that was a one and done deal. A little contact with Suarez. Here comes Byron on the outside. Oh, Suarez gets sideways in the center of the corner. Caution's out. I don't think that caution was on Suarez, though. I think it came from Bubba Wallace further back in the pack because he's hitting pit road. So simultaneously as Suarez spins, we get a caution. Brendan Gaughan's out of the race. He brought out the prior caution. So the 8th caution of the race is out now. Hamlin leads. Blaney gonna hit pit road as well. Gonna give himself some even fresher tires now. Top off on fuel while he's at it just to make sure he's good to the end. So him and Bubba Wallace on fresher tires. Restarting in row 10. 19th and 20th. Gonna help Blaney probably more than what it would help Wallace. I mean, he's gonna help Wallace. Oh, Kenseth spins the tires right in front of Bubba. That's going to hold him up as well as the entire outside on the restart. Look at the great restart by Blaney as he missed him to the inside. Drove it in deep into turn 1. Bell picks up a bunch of spots there. He was in 2nd before that 7th caution of the race. Harvick and Hamlin still side by side for the lead. Hamlin's way up there. They're 3 wide for 2nd. Tyler Reddick is now up the middle. 39 to go here at Richmond. Blaney's got fresher tires. This is going to play big for him. Truex had the lead for a moment. Hamlin now gets alongside of him down the back straightaway.
Got one peeking outside. Got one inside.
Blaney back up to 13th. Trey, welcome to the stream.
Careful, still there. Stay on the bottom. Car on the outside now.
Oh, Keselowski had a move. I think Blaney got in the back of him a little bit, and that's why Brad got loose. And Blaney gets loose trying to get around him on the outside. And that 12's fast. 2 for 1 special in turns 1 and 2 that time. Stenhouse is having a good run in 6th, by the way. Late in this race as Hamlin leads at Richmond. 36 to go. Bell is trying to work himself up towards the front. Hard to tell. He might have gotten in the back of the 19 there. I guess not. Protective line by Truex, to say the least. Blaney, meanwhile, up to 6. Oh, Bell and... Oh, Kurt Bell has to get out of the gas. In line behind him, that allows Blaney to get underneath. They're 3 wide for 4th. Blaney slides it in there, but he can't quite beat those guys back to the gas. All 3 cars in front of him get tied up the track. Blaney will get around Bell for 5th. Truex back to the inside of Kurt Busch for position. Blaney drives it in deep, 3 wide for 3rd. And another 2 for 1 special as Blaney clears them all. Off of turn 2 with the fresh tire advantage. Hamlin goes high. Harvick gains ground in 3 and 4. So does Blaney. Blaney beats them all back to the gas. Harvick to the inside of Hamlin for the lead. 33 to go. Blaney takes it 3 wide to the bottom. 3 wide for the lead through 1 and 2. Blaney with the fresh tires clears everyone for the lead off of turn 2. Bad luck about 30 to 40 laps ago as all of a sudden, with the last couple cautions, turned to good luck for Blaney. He's got the freshest tires along with Bubba Wallace in the field. I don't even think Wallace has gotten to the top 10 yet. Blaney making it work. Now hoping it stays green to the finish. 31 laps left. Christopher Bell now going for 2nd place underneath Kevin Harvick. He's been in the top 10 most of the day after qualifying on the pole, and he's back up to 2nd. 30 to go for Ryan Blaney, trying to win his 3rd race of the season, his first in what would, I guess, from this race be 3 races ago, after he won back-to-back at Atlanta and Homestead. He's trying to drive it smooth to the finish, and again, he does have to hope it stays green. Cautions may not be done yet. We've had 8 total in this race today, so don't be surprised if we get another. Definitely a weird race in the final stage, all things considered. Between the game crashing, you blame 704 games on that one, and having to restart the stream because of it, to just a hectic final 100 laps on this portion of the race. Accidentally sliding to pit road, barely getting the lap back before a caution came out. Everybody on equal tires, and we got another caution 10 laps after that. Blaney pitted, got fresh tires, drove through the field, and that is why he's in the lead and pulling away now, because he's got about 10 to 15 lap fresher tires than everybody else.
Still there? All right, you're clear.
Yeah, Hamlin did cost himself today, that's for sure. Yeah, he got in the wall off of turn 4. I think what happened, so he just passed Kyle Busch for, I believe it was 5th at the time, and Ryan Blaney was in 4th right in front of him. And Blaney was running the bottom of the racetrack. Hamlin ran the bottom and had a huge run to get by Busch. And he got right behind Blaney. He didn't make contact with him, but I think when he got that close, the dirty air just pushed him up the track, and he got tight, is what it looked like. Because he definitely looked like he got tight. So I don't think he was aggressively trying to clear Busch. I think he just drove it in too deep, so close behind Blaney in the center of the corner that the dirty air pushed him up the track, and that's what forced him into the wall. They didn't talk about it much, and they showed a replay of it, but they didn't really see it. But Blaney, Busch, and Hamlin were all battling for about 4th, 5th, and 6th at the time off that one restart when he got into the wall. So I think it was a restart to the final stage, if I'm not mistaken. They're all still pretty bunched together. So I think that's how he ended up in the wall. He's probably pushed it a little too hard. You can definitely agree with that. He already had Busch clear. I don't know why he tried to get all the way to the back bumper of Blaney. But also at the same time, you got to think too, that early in the run when you could run full throttle, you don't want to lift because you lose so much momentum. Busch could have easily been full throttle even though Hamlin passed him. They could have gotten back alongside of him and maybe even got him right back, getting the run off the top if Hamlin didn't stay full throttle. But ultimately, hindsight's 20/20, and of course for Denny Hamlin's sake, probably should have lifted because he did end up in the wall. But it's a lot easier to call it after the fact than in the heat of the moment. And it reaches a pretty high speed. You don't really see the speeds that high, but with the cooler temperatures, it's making the track a little bit faster with this package. They were going 190 plus miles an hour into turn 1 today, and you didn't really see that much with the 550 horsepower package. So, I mean, they were just absolutely hauling going into turn 1. I think that is another reason between that and the tailwind that they had, the wind pushing them down the front stretch, also giving them that extra speed into turn 1. And I think that's why it was tough to pass, because with the wind playing a huge effect, especially down the front stretch, pushing the cars into turn 1, it's a lot harder to stick it full throttle, especially later and later into the run, versus what it would have been if it wasn't windy with cooler temps with this package. So yes, this package works with cooler temperatures, and it worked somewhat today at Kansas because of it, but because the winds were drastic, it was kind of making the dirty air dirtier than what it would have been if there was no wind and it was cooler temps. So I think that's why you saw it more of a factor there, because I don't know exactly what it compares to other races that have been windy. I guess one race I could look back to was Chicagoland last year, because I was there in person and it was with this package, and it wasn't windy until the rain came, and it was pretty windy and colder after that. I mean, it wasn't cold, but it was like in the 60s. For July, it was pretty cold at night, in the 60s, but so it was a little cooler and it was windier, but they were still able to pass really easily. They had a great finish back and forth between Larson and Bowman that day, but it's a little different when it's 40 degrees and colder versus 60 and colder. That's a huge difference. Track temp was only like 50 degrees today too. I'd have to imagine even at Chicagoland that day it had to have been 70, 80 degrees, so that's a huge difference too.
You got room. You're clear.
So we are closing in. We are less than 15 laps away from the finish for Ryan Blaney. He's got an 8-second lead on Christopher Bell with 13 laps to go. Boy, he wants this to go green to the end. He does not want to see another caution. Oh, contact. Got on the side of Joey Gase off the exit of turn 2. They got to run clean here. Oh no, Gase goes around and he saves it. Blaney almost got in the wall off of turn 4 as well, but wow, Gase and Blaney made contact off of turn 2. Gase got sideways in turn 3, kept it off the wall barely. When he spun back down the traffic, luckily all the other lap cars missed him. And we stay green. That is not what Blaney wanted to see. 11 to go, but at least we stay green. For now. Again, Blaney trying to sweep both stages and the race today. After 400 laps at Richmond, 10 to go. Gotta be careful. We got the left sides on the apron. Almost overdrove the corner, but it was kind of tight when they were going 3 wide there. And Tyler Reddick in 14th now going to go a lap down. So a lot of cars a lap down. Not as many as earlier in the race, but only 13 on the lead lap. 9 to go. So if we do get a caution and more cars pit, say even towards just the back of the pack, or the back of the lead lap, they will have less cars they have to work with to get to the front. They wouldn't have to worry about losing many spots. So that option could be up for grabs. We saw Blaney gain a lot of spots because of it. Bubba gained some spots too. He restarted 20th, but still trying to get inside the top 10. He's close to it, but not quite there yet. In 13th here and about to go a lap down. And he's stuck behind Timmy Hill, so Blaney will put him a lap down, now right behind Newman. Been in the top 5 most of the day, but here late has faltered outside of the top 10. The Busch brothers. Kurt hasn't led any laps today, but Kyle's been close. And has actually led laps at times. More so back in stage 2. Oh, contact again. 6 to go. Kyle Busch, Blaney got together. Busch hanging on to his race car. He's trying to stay on the lead lap, working to the outside of Corey LaJoy. Blaney slides it in the center of the corner and puts Busch a lap down using LaJoy as a pick on corner exit. Stenhouse camping out in the top 10 barely. 5 laps to go, and indeed that rookie Christopher Bell trying to get 2 top 2 finishes in a row. Again, he won at Bristol last night. Blaney trying to make it back-to-back top 3s as well. The guy who finished second last night at Bristol, Truex, is on the lead lap and in the top 10. Running in 8th right now as you see him just up ahead. I mean, he might finish on the lead lap here at the end of this one. It's going to be close. We stay green to the finish. Blaney desperately trying to get to the white flag, though. 3 laps to go this time by. 1.5 miles away from the white flag. Truex caught behind Almirola. Blaney caught up to him big time through 1 and 2. Truex trying to stay on the lead the lap in case the caution comes out. He goes up the middle. Oh, contact between Blaney and Truex. 2 to go. Blaney snuck on by. Truex gets a little tight on entrance to the corner. 1/2 lap to go to get to the white flag. Blaney's hustling. Try not to make contact with anybody. He's going to get there. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Ryan Blaney. 8 cautions total tonight, but we are not going to see one to the end likely. Few cars going to finish on the lead lap for the 2nd night in a row. 3 last night at Bristol. It looks like 6 of them today. Blaney puts Boyer lap down on the last lap here. Off of 4 for the final time. Ryan Blaney gets his 3rd win of the season and his 1st win on a short track this season. Ryan Blaney wins at Richmond with the Richmond paint scheme nonetheless. Joshua White, welcome to the stream. No, we've only been racing for a couple hours here. Again, we had to run the final 100 laps on another stream because the game glitched out on us, so that might have delayed it a little bit, but no, we started just after 8 o'clock. It was like about 5 after 8, 10 after 8 we started the stream, so. Ryan Blaney gets the win here tonight at Richmond, winning both stages in the race. The first time he has won a race this season while winning both stages as well. And the first time, of course, that he's even swept both stages. So 3 stage wins on the year, but most importantly, 3 race wins on the season as well. So again, the race time not indicating how long the race actually was, but 6 drivers did finish on the lead lap today. Blaney with the win. Christopher Bell, back-to-back top 2 finishes. Won at Bristol last night, clinching himself a playoff spot, getting that first career win, and finishing 2nd tonight on back-to-back short tracks nonetheless. Denny Hamlin 3rd, Keselowski 4th, DiBenedetto rounds out the top 5. Matty Diaz back-to-back top 10 runs as well. Kevin Harvick 6th, Boyer 7th, Truex 8th. 9th with Stenhouse, and Kurt Busch rounds out the top 10. And the only drivers to DNF were Brendan Gaughan, and the last place finisher will be Bobby Carter again, because he DNF'd on the last stream. He was the only driver that DNF'd in the first 300 laps of the race there. So Again, we were under caution for the stage break at the end of stage 2, which caused the game glitch. We were just constantly running caution laps and we never went green, so it was unfortunate that ended up happening. So I will calculate the points myself. I'll have to go back into the stream here in a couple minutes as soon as I end this and tally the points up there and collect them into this, just like I did with Texas when we DNF'd there before the end of the race, and it didn't calculate the stage points there also. So here we go. Keselowski will still be the points leader no matter what. After Ryan Blaney gets a max points day, 60 points total, so we would only gain an extra 20. So we'd be at 339 points. So even after calculating how many points Keselowski gets, he's still going to be quite a ways ahead of us. So Keselowski's still going to be the points leader after Richmond tonight. But Blaney gets his 3rd win of the season. And it was still a fun race, nevertheless. Truex had the fastest lap with a 20.609. Blaney had to have led the most laps today, led 50 of the last 100, but he won the first 2 stages as well. He had a really fast long run car. Worked out for him. Benedetto on the move. And that is going to do it here for tonight's race. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content, such as these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast on the daily. Tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. on the dot Eastern Standard Time. We'll be at Talladega Superspeedway for the Geico 500 for the Cup Series for race number 10 of our Cup Series season. We all know Talladega puts on a good show, and we're hoping to put on another good show tonight. We've had a good string of races here the last couple now. Hopefully we keep that going with the Cup Series again, and it will actually be the 3rd straight day we have done a Cup race as well. So it just kind of worked out the schedule perfectly that way as well. So again, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. I do not have to work tomorrow. I'm working Wednesday instead of Monday, so off tomorrow. We'll have an earlier start time so you guys can see the entirety of that race. So again, like, share, subscribe. Road to 1,000 subs for more daily NASCAR content, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good evening.